Hey everyone, I wanted to do another quick video on the Benchmade 761. I uploaded one last night just showing you a brief overview of the knife. I didn't want to basically make that into a review because I hadn't really used the knife yet, but part of my interest in the 761 is not purely in the knife as it comes stock. I wanted to see what I could do with it as a customizer. For those of you who have been watching my channel for a long time, you'll know that I started working on knives. My interest in knives was originally on customization, so this is kind of like coming home for me. But anyway, I wanted to show you what I was able to do with the knife last night and also finishing up this morning. So here it is. This is the Benchmade 761 Moon Modified version. As I did it this time, of course, I can change all the finishes and some of the options and things like that. But this is what I did to mine, and I wanted to just kind of walk you through it real quick, show you some of the different modifications that I did to the knife. So you'll notice right off the bat, the finish is different. I basically took the knife and I did a tumbled green anodized finish on these chamfers, which I think looks really nice in contrasting with the satin. Now the satin is basically it's a 1200 grit satin finish. This is done by hand. And then I've also taken the screws and I polished the heads of the screws. You'll notice that they have a much nicer finish to them than the original stock screws. If you go back and look at that other video that I did, you'll notice that these are a lot shinier. On the inside of the knife, you'll notice that I did some jeweling. Now, in order to do that, I had to take the knife and popped out the detent because one of the nice things about the through-hole, I mentioned this in my my review or overview rather, is that it makes it a little more manufacturable. If you script the detent, you can easily pop these out. I just popped out the detent. And then I did the jeweling on the inside. It also kind of helps me maintain a much more even color in the anodization, so a little bit easier to do. You'll also notice, one of the other glaring things that I think a lot of people noticed with the knife was originally this was a tip-down carry. I've reclipped it for tip-up. I basically took this clip and flipped it. This is the original stock clip. What I did basically was I added this is a two-tone finish, and I basically took this, I added some grippy dots down in there. I did that by hand, and then I did a two-tone finish on it, so it matches the rest of the knife, and then it's down here. Now, instead of covering the pivot, I worked with the clip as best as I could, but it does kind of cover up this one screw here. I wanted to put it in a position where it was going to give you a deep enough pocket carry and not look completely retarded with the lines of the knife. So that was the best compromise I could really come up with. Is it perfect? I don't know. I might work on actually making a different pocket clip for this knife specifically, because I know a lot of people are going to ask for this modification. One of the other things I did was I put a carbide plating on the lock face. I don't know if you can really see it up in there, but it is carbide plated now. And then I also, if you'll notice from the video I did yesterday, you'll notice that the knife was a little off center. I also recentered the knife. I adjusted the lock bar tension. I redid the detent when I was done. And the result, I think, is a much smoother knife. I actually also polished the pivot shank as well. So this knife is exceptionally smooth. Still really lightweight. I really like the design of the knife. I've been liking the blade shape. I think it's really nice. A lot of people have asked how the edge geometry is. It's actually really, really good. I like the knife quite a lot, and in this modified configuration, I think it's even more pretty. So this whole amount of work here, obviously we can get away with a little bit less, but I think it makes the knife look really, really good. This looks like a custom knife now. If you pulled this out of your pocket and you said, hey, check out my knife, right? Somebody would think you're carrying a custom knife, but it's really a modified Benchmade. If they didn't know any better, they would figure that this was handmade. So, pretty much everything on the handle as far as finishing is done by hand. So, actually everything now. So, like I said, we could get away with a little bit less work. If you want the clip flipped, I can do that for a fairly nominal charge. It's not really all that much work, but there is a little bit of risk in doing it. I do the clip flipping by hand. But, you know, again, give me a little bit of time and I can probably figure out a way to get another different pocket clip made for this knife specifically. You know, I just got to find some titanium that's thick enough, and I can CAD one up real quick that will fit on this knife a little bit better than the original. That way you've got a clip that looks like it was really made for the knife. I mean, this looks fine, but, you know, it's a little less than optimal with the screw placement. But this is my original concept here. I do think it looks good. If you want this full modification here, you know, I'm a little short on time, but I can do it. So I'll be kind of limiting my orders. I know a lot of guys are going to ask for it, but this amount of work is about $150. So it's not an insignificant amount of work, especially with the jeweling on the inside. That's quite labor intensive because I have to pop out the detent, and you know, it's a lot of extra fit and finish. The satin finishing on top of the two-tone here is actually pretty labor intensive. But if you just want it anodized, you know, that's not that much work. I can do that fairly easily. And, you know, I have got a full professional anodization set up in my shop, so I can do that real easily. And of course, you know, if you want the carbide plating, that's relatively cheap as well. So anyway, I just want to show you guys this. You know, nothing too crazy going on here. I haven't modified the blade. You know, I just want to kind of keep that stock. But you know, the handle is pretty geeked out at this point. So. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. If you like the video, subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments about the knife, you're welcome to post me a comment in the comment section below. Or if you'd like to have this done to your knife, send me an email, support@willmooncustomknives.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. You know, again, first come, first serve on this kind of work. I am pretty busy building my own knives, so I just want to let you guys know. But I am willing to do this to, you know, if you've got a 761 on the way and you'd like to have the work done to it, you know, feel free to drop me a line. See you later, guys. Bye.